India is the world's second most populous country and one of its fastest growing economies. It also has dynamic pharmaceutical and biotechnology industries. World-class scientists, including a burgeoning clinical trials industry and leading hospitals. The backbone of a reliable healthcare system is trusted clinical diagnostics. Quality diagnostic tests conducted in clinical laboratories have assumed vital importance in today's day and age, especially in the field of preventive health and effective control of metabolic and lifestyle-related illnesses. In 1995, Dr. A. Velumani, a visionary with a doctorate in biochemistry, dreamt of contributing to the healthcare sector by making clinical laboratory testing a reliable, reachable, and affordable process for the masses. This dream became the cornerstone of the foundation of a company that today is a name synonymous with clinical diagnostics across India. Thyrocare, the nucleus of healthcare in India.
People go to hospital, go to a doctor only when they have either a fever or a swelling or a pain. But metabolic diseases don't give you any such symptoms. They come, they are silent, they will trouble you, you have to know it, you have to monitor it, you have to control it, and they are going to be with you lifelong. So I chose to do disorders, not diseases. I chose to do metabolic illnesses, not the infectious illnesses.
Thyrocare's journey began with a focus on thyroid testing. But the company evolved and diversified rapidly, investing on technologies, innovations, automations, and digital evolutions much ahead of the curve. Emerging as a leading brand in the diagnosis of metabolic disorders in just 2 decades. By focusing on biochemistry, Thyrocare has rewritten the rules of preventive diagnosis in India. Today, Thyrocare has become the leader in diagnostic testing in India, offering quality, speed, and volume. As the world's largest diagnostic center and pathology lab, Thyrocare plays a vital role in timely and accurate processing of pathological samples at global standards. The central processing laboratory of Thyrocare in Navi Mumbai, with multiple floors, is India's first fully automated clinical chemistry laboratory with the best global technology systems and analyzers. The laboratory is equipped with the capability to process over 400 diverse tests and more than 100,000 samples for over 1 million investigations each day.
We started off in 1996 with only 3 tests, T3, T4, TSH. That's how the name Thyrocare. And we used to have around 5,000 samples when I joined the organization. And then gradually we expanded the test menu, added several new tests in the menu. We expanded the franchisee network and then gradually built up this volume.
Starting with only 3 types of thyroid testing, that was the core expertise of Dr. Velumani. Thyrocare had humble origins while entering the field of clinical diagnostics.
I came to Mumbai for a job. I got to marry a Bombay girl. I left a government job thinking that my wife is working, but she was annoyed that I left her job without even discussing with her. So she also resigned. So we both together resigned. In 1995, I resigned my job and I got 2 lakh rupees of Provident Fund. So that was my investment. in a 200 square feet rented garage in South Mumbai. When I started my business, I was the only man. I had to market and I had to test. Can you do marketing in the night? No. So the marketing was done in the day. Testing was done in the night. 10 years I was at home and going to office in government job. Another 20 years I was preferring to be in the laboratory because for me giving reports in time was utmost priority. So my wife asked me, can I also live in the laboratory? I asked what then children will do. She said they also will be with us. So this family of 4 lived in the laboratory for 20 long years. Yeah, even now we are in the laboratory. For some reasons I did not prefer to live in the environment which is more distracting, and I wanted to focus on my patient, my employees, my business. So to begin with, I did only thyroid. I preferred to be known as a thyroid man rather than known as a diagnostics man. So my knowledge was thyroid, my PhD was in thyroid, my focus was in thyroid, and that made the thyroid sounding like an android. That's the power of focusing.
With a clear focus on speed and reach, Thyrocare's laboratory and service providers network fulfills the company's brand promise to analyze a sample and deliver 90% of the reports no later than 24 hours for any part of the country. How do they deliver this promise? Serving across 2,000 cities with a network of 3,000 plus franchises, 11 regional processing laboratories and 800 plus phlebotomists, all controlled by the Thyrocare Central Processing Laboratory in Navi Mumbai. The nucleus that keeps the wheels of this enormous diagnostic machinery constantly in motion.
We have around 3,000 plus franchisees whom we call as Thyrocare service providers. And they are in turn connected with 30,000 plus specimen collection points, which could be a small and medium-sized laboratory who is probably looking for outsourcing his test requirement. It could be a hospital, it could be a nursing home, it could be a pathologist clinic. So from these 30,000 specimen collection points, the specimen go to our 3,000 plus Thyrocare service providers, and from there the specimen go to the nearest regional processing laboratory or the central processing laboratory.
It's 8 a.m. A Thyrocare phlebotomist, someone who collects blood samples, is already on his way to a client's home.
गुड मॉर्निंग मैम, सुशील शर्मा थायरोकेयर लैब से ब्लड टेस्ट के लिए बुलाया हुआ था मैम। हाथ नहीं हिलाना आपको बिल्कुल भी, ठीक है?
We give out the barcoded specimen collection tubes to all the specimen collection points. Now when we give that barcode is a plain and simple barcode. It does not have any information. When the sample is collected, the franchisee scans the barcode and feeds in all the information like patient's name, age, or entire status, what is the test to be done. At that point of time, this barcode is getting mapped with the patient's information.
The phlebotomist collects samples by going door to door, covering the entire region before noon. After collecting all the samples, he delivers the vials in temperature-controlled boxes to the regional processing laboratory. The same process takes place in all the 11 regional processing laboratories across the country at the same time. These labs conduct the required tests and deliver the reports within 24 hours. Vials which are marked for specialized tests are sent to the Central Processing Laboratory in Navi Mumbai. It's 11 p.m. and the samples from across the country have reached Mumbai Airport, where a Thyrocare van is waiting to take the cargo to the Central Processing Lab in Navi Mumbai. intelligently planned air cargo logistics linked to 40 air-connected hubs across India ensures that the samples reach the Navi Mumbai Central Lab every night, same night before midnight.
We get around 60,000 samples every night, and out of that 50%, almost 30,000 samples are received in this particular laboratory. So right now these analyzers are going through the daily maintenance process, cleaning of the probes, calibration of the lamps. This will be followed by the daily quality control practices, and then if required, any calibrations. Basically setting this analyzer ready for the night's operation.
In the lab, the vials of samples, each of them barcoded with a unique Thyrocare barcode, undergo automated sorting according to their respective barcodes.
So the entire laboratory is completely automated, and this is the pre-analytical automation segment. This is the primary sorter, where the samples come in first after the consignment is received in the laboratory. And based on the test and the technology that is mapped in the barcode of the sample, this primary sorter is now understanding which is the technology that the sample has to go to. And it is distributing in different bins, and you can see it is going to different technologies. There's a thyroid segment, biochemistry segment, another analyzer of biochemistry, nephelometry. So from this pre-analytical segment, now the samples will go to the analytical section.
The barcoding and bidirectionally interfaced system is of extreme importance in the fully automated lab. Manned by a minimum but highly qualified staff and driven by an intelligent laboratory information system, or LIS. Besides helping in error-free analysis and reporting, the barcoding system also helps reduce time lost in pre-analytical procedures, offering a smooth, hassle-free and efficient operation.
We get around 60,000 samples every day, and you can count an average of 5 tests per sample, which counts to almost 300,000 investigations every night into 365 nights. And 60% of this workload is handled in this central processing laboratory. This barcoded sample is placed in the analytical automation, which is a 92 meters long laboratory track automation and is connected with multiple analyzers. It's also considered to be one of the world's longest laboratory track automation.
For seamless sample movement, Thyrocare has installed India's first and one of the world's longest track automation in the central laboratory. This is a huge 92-meter fully automated track with the capability to process more than 100,000 samples for over 1 million investigations each day.
The moment the sample is loaded there, a robotic arm comes, picks up the sample, reads the barcode, puts it into the track. The sample automatically gets decapped by a robotic arm once again. Following that, they go into the various analyzers, gets tested. Everything happens because of end-to-end barcoding, complete laboratory automation, which you can see in this laboratory. In fact, we have multiple numbers of the same species of analyzers. So even one breaks down, there are 10 others to take care of the situation. In fact, we have around 30 to 40% redundancy in terms of analyzers.
So thyroid testing is a testing which is very difficult to do if you don't have volume. I did a few things very unique, and one among that is pricing it low.
Dr. Velumini often keeps saying that without this cost, this volume is not possible, and without this volume, this cost is not possible. So it is our extremely huge workload that helps us in bringing down the cost to the end user.
I started the business in 1995. That time, US dollar was 25 rupees. Today, US dollar is 72 rupees. But in entire 25 years of journey, rates were never increased, rates were twice decreased. And entire business is only done on imported dollar reagent. It is not locally made. In other words, what is made in Western world, both instrument and reagent, comes to India and it becomes a cheaper service. So I am cheaper in India compared to the same machine, same reagent anywhere in the world.
After the testing and analysis of the samples, the output data is synchronized with software to generate and upload the reports on the website.
Now, once the results are out, these results go through several screening steps. First, the software itself has been fed with certain logics by which it checks whether this sample tested, the results are out of the range, and based on that logic, they go for repeat testing also. Once this first step of screening is done, next level of screening is the supervisory screening. The supervisor looks for the daily QC data, last 7 days quality control data in that particular analyzer, whether any bias is observed, and then finally he takes a call whether he has to repeat any sample once again or he can release the report. Now these results go via a complete encrypted email maintaining the complete confidentiality of the patient's information. The franchisee at the other end can download the report, print it and hand it over to the patient.
As a pathology laboratory, we didn't follow pathology laboratories concept. We followed newspaper concept, where news is collected in the day, news is printed in the night. My specimens are collected in the day, my specimens are tested in the night. Others had to give report in the daytime because they worked only in the day. I worked in the night, I got 24 hours luxury. So in some cities, I am faster. For example, for Chennai, I am faster than a Chennai operator because it comes in the night.
The journey commences with the collection of samples by a phlebotomist who takes them in temperature-controlled boxes to a regional processing lab. These labs conduct the tests and deliver the reports within 24 hours. The vials marked for specialized tests are then transported to the central laboratory in Navi Mumbai by intelligently planned air cargo logistics. At the central laboratory, the collection is segregated into different labeled test bins. These vials are then loaded onto a 92-meter-long analytical track automation. Here, a robotic arm comes in, picks up the sample, reads the barcode, puts it onto the right track, where the vial automatically gets decapped by a robotic arm. These open samples go into different analyzers to get tested. The next step in the process is scrutiny of the reports, where the results are cross-examined by a software followed by a supervisor. The final step involves sending an encrypted email with the test results back to the regional lab, who then hand it over to the patient.
I have employed 7,000 freshers and my manpower is the youngest in the industry. Mean age of the manpower is 26. Company is 25-year-old. Let me tell you, today my strength is young HR. My general manager who has finished 20 years of service started with me only. So the entire organization is fully organically grown. very unique in terms of a listed company worth 3,000 crore did not employ experienced.
Thyrocare has a highly qualified pool of young manpower. Continuous training and skill development help them constantly enhance their wealth of knowledge. Led by a visionary leadership and encouraged by a successful IPO that garnered 75 times the offered subscription, Thyrocare is driven by a team of nearly over 1,400 young and energetic employees who have made Thyrocare the world's largest preventive care laboratory.
We are the true pan-India brand and we have established a very powerful logistics network. The most powerful aspect of this business is, in the entire world, India is cheapest in healthcare. In entire India, Thyrocare is cheapest and Thyrocare has 40% plus EBITDA. This EBITDA is the power because it will help us to reach to the nooks and corners of the country, and we believe that if we are not the only solution, we will be the biggest solution for the needs of the country.